Kevin Lysychuk, athletic, determined, ready to lay it on the line. Francis Brian Joubert, he's energized and comes armed with a program that could challenge for the title. The World Junior Champion, Nobunari Ota from Japan, without question making his presence known, proving his consistency and showing that he now belongs with the big boys skating in the big league. Canadian Jeff Buttle, third at the Winter Olympics, a silver medalist at the World Championships 1 year ago, now looking to move up and possibly bring home the gold. Switzerland's Stefan Lambiel, the defending world champion, a silver medalist behind Plushenko in Turin, will not relinquish that title here that easily. Stay with us. The men take the ice tonight here in Calgary. And on this Tuesday evening, we're back in southern Alberta, back in Calgary. It's day number 2. We have 7 days of coverage from these World Championships. The 2006 World Figure Skating Championships presented by BMO Financial Group. Good evening, everyone. I'm Brian Williams. Welcome back to Calgary and our coverage of the 2006 World Championships. Tonight, we are going to focus on the men's short program. Now, only one Canadian male has won gold at a World Championships on Canadian soil. That, of course, was the great Kurt Browning back in 1990 in Halifax. Jeffrey Buttle would like to become the second. However, for Buttle, the hill to climb just got a whole lot higher as he fell twice during qualifying yesterday. The defending world champion and silver medalist from Torino, Switzerland's Stefan Lambiel, was brilliant yesterday in qualifying. It is still possible for Buttle, but it is going to be very, very difficult. Remember back to Turin in the Winter Olympics, the dance competition, the Canadians Marie-France Debray and Patrice Lauzon were expected to medal. However, Marie-France had that terrible fall, was injured, and was not able to take part in the free dance competition. Well, they're here. She's feeling better. I spoke with him yesterday. She says, we're all ready to go. We'll have highlights from their compulsory dance this morning, and you don't want to miss this, a special documentary, sort of a mini documentary on Debray and Lauzon. Right now, though, let's head down to the other end of the Pengrowth Saddle Dome as we say good evening to Mark Lee, Barbara Underhill, and Paul Martini.
Thank you, Brian. Well, the absence of Olympic champion Evgeny Plushenko of Russia has been duly noted at these World Championships. But everybody else is here, and if the qualifying round held yesterday is any indication, the competition for medals will be fierce. Barb, how would you color the complexion of this men's field?
Well, you know what? Evgeny Plushenko dominated men's skating for so long that I guess I shouldn't say this, but it almost became a little boring because you always knew that he was going to win. Well, with him not here, this opens up that top spot, and it's exciting to see who is going to step up. Right now, it looks like that man is going to be Stefan Lambiel because he came out in the qualifying and he made us forget that Plushenko wasn't here. But it's going to be so exciting with Jeff Buttle so close behind in his hometown here. It's going to be an amazing competition.
It sure should be. Now, there is no qualifying round at the Olympic Winter Games, but there is one here at the World Championships. That means 3 rounds to get to the podium. Paul, is that an endurance test so soon after Torino?
It certainly is. When you factor in the fatigue after the Olympic Games, when you toss in the qualifying, the event turns into more like an Ironman competition. And this is where experience is going to come into play. The competitors who have been here, who have been to Worlds before, who have had the qualifying experience, they know that they have to pace themselves here. Yes, there were some mistakes in the qualifying yesterday, but they know that it's a long run to come, and this short program just marks the halfway point.
Well, the men's field is indeed led by the reigning world champion from Switzerland, Stefan Lambiel, with Canada's Jeffrey Buttle very much in the mix.
Stefan Lambiel smoked the field in the qualifying rounds, landing 2 quads and a triple axel. He goes into the short program ahead of the field with a very nice cushion.
remember this name, remember this face. Nobunori Oda of Japan. Last year he was the junior world champion. Here in Calgary, he lights it up with his triple axel. Currently in second place, he only lacks a quad.
Evan Lysacek is a skater that should make the podium here. However, he's been battling a terrible respiratory illness since Torino, and going the distance here, especially at altitude, is going to be difficult.
Jeffrey Buttle was not at his best in the qualifying round, having 2 falls, but the quality of his material, the content, his style, his look carried the day. He's in 4th place, in a great position going into his best part of this competition, the short program.
The men's short program will be our main event tonight here in Calgary, but the ice dancers began their quest today with the compulsory dance competition. And for Canada's Marie-France Dubreuil and Patrice Lauzon, the World Championships marks an emotional return to the ice since their ill-fated Olympics.
Beautiful straight line lift.
Of course, the medium line was perfect. Lift was perfect.
We went around the corner, and I grabbed my hand, and I looked at Satch in the eyes and said, slowly. Muriel screamed. I screamed.
It went so quickly that I felt it when she was gone.
And she said, I am very bad. I can't walk.
With Marie-France and Patrice, they're 2 completely different personalities. Patrice, for example, is the mechanic of the team. He's very analytical, and he's very detail-oriented. And he's also extremely sensitive. With Marie-France, she's the heart of the team. She's the feeling. She's extremely sensitive, and together, they make the perfect team.
They like the work, and they work very hard.
Going to Torino, we felt amazing. We skated really good every day. We had a great connection, and for us, it was going there, doing our best, and we didn't see a reason why we couldn't finish on a podium or finish even on top.
We wanted to challenge the champions. We wanted to challenge the Russians. Everything was flowing and flying easily on the ice. We had a lot of speed, but you know, the compulsory went probably the best it could have gone.
I don't know why. At this competition, I didn't feel any pressure, and we felt like we had wind.
Patrice is very creative. He always tries to find things, way to lift me that nobody did before, nobody has ever done.
What makes it very different is that Marie is holding only with her hands, and I'm only holding with one hand too. If that grip goes, it's over. There's no catching.
I remember finishing our diagonal footwork, and we went around the corner, and I grabbed my hand, and I looked at Satch in the eyes and said, slowly. I said that before the lift.
One final lift, the rotational lift.
I could feel through the forces Patrice was leaning back, and all of a sudden, it released.
Oh my gosh!
When I see the lift, of course I don't understand, because never we have the problem with the lift. Never.
It can be that Marie didn't take her grip close enough, or it may be I took the lift too quickly. Maybe I turned too fast, so she had too much pressure. Maybe she had something on her hand that made her hand slippery.
We tried to plan everything so nothing would go wrong. And then on something so unexpected, I don't know, it was just not meant to be.
We will continue to follow the dramatic return of Dubreuil and Lauzon as the week moves ahead in Calgary. And this was the scene earlier today here at the Pengrose Saddledome in Calgary as the Canadians stepped onto the ice for their compulsory dance competition to a warm welcome. And Barb, this is the moment you spoke about back in Torino when you met with Marie-France and Patrice after their disastrous fall in the original dance.
Well, I ran into them afterwards and I said to them, you know, we've been in a very similar place when our Sarajevo for us was a disaster, and then we came to Worlds just 3 weeks later. And that moment for us was unlike anything that we could ever have imagined. And I said to them, what has happened here is setting the scene for something so much bigger than you will ever imagine when you hit the ice in Calgary.
And Paul, Marie-France looks like she's recovered well from a very serious hip injury in that fall in Torino.
She looked positively radiant out there on the ice during this Ravensburger Waltz, and I think the fact that they had the opportunity to do exactly the same dance here as they did at the Olympic Games must have given them a huge amount of confidence, because they skated that dance so well at the Olympics, had the confidence of knowing that it was something that worked very well for them, and it showed out here on the ice today.
Marie-France Dubreuil and Patrice Lauzon skating to the Ravensburger Waltz and looking relaxed and ready to make a challenge to the podium. And they are in a good place right now, sitting in second place behind the Bulgarians, Denkova and Stavisky, and just ahead of the Americans, Belbin and Augusto, with Megan Wing and Aaron Lowe of Canada in 8th place. So Dubreuil and Lauzon nicely underway here in Calgary, but the big step is yet to come.
Well, the OD for them will be a huge psychological hurdle for them. It's what they've struggled on all season long, and of course, that's where they had the disaster at the Olympic Games. So for them to get through that and stay in tight is very, very important, because their free dance is just going to knock the socks off of everybody here. They have the best free dance in the competition, there's no doubt, and they can win this competition as long as they're tight after the OD.
They've just got to get to that free dance, Paul, because the judges love it.
Oh, they absolutely. Everybody thinks they have one of the best free dances in this competition, but we've got some interesting dynamics, because the Bulgarians, who are currently in first place, were shocked to find out that they won the compulsory dance here today. So they're going to deal with a whole kind of pressure that they've never had to face before, and it sets up for a wonderful drama going into this original dance.
So the Canadians in good shape as they get set for their next competition in ice dance. But up next, here in Calgary, it's the men's short program, when our coverage of the World Figure Skating Championships continues. Back inside the Pengrose Saddledome here in Calgary, a nice crowd assembling for the men's short program here tonight. But first, let's show you what happened in qualifying. The reigning world champion, Stefan Lambiel of Switzerland, is first. He had by far the best performance. Young Nobunari Oda, making his world championship debut for Japan, is second. Evan Lysacek of the U.S., third. And in fourth position, Canada's Jeffrey Buttle. It is a strong group, to be sure. The Chinese sitting 9th and 10th right now, but Emmanuel Sandu and Sean Sawyer deep at 15th and 21st.
Representing Canada, Sean Sawyer.
And a huge ovation as the first skater of the night gets set to go. Young Sean Sawyer of Canada from Edmundston, New Brunswick. What a year this has been for him. Only his second season of senior international competition, making his Olympic debut earlier this year in Torino, and now skating in his first World Championship. He was 12th in Torino, struggled in qualifying, 21st place, and then got a huge pickup when Taller Cranston, the 6-time Canadian champion and Olympic bronze medalist, gave him a pep talk after his qualifying, and afterwards Sawyer said, "I feel better now." It was quite a moment.
And he was on fire in the warm-up. You could almost see the adrenaline pumping through his veins.
First element, triple combination, flip, turn in between, double toes. This was the element that gave him some difficulty in the short program in Torino, his triple axel. Looked very much like it was two-footed on the landing. Final jump element of the program, a triple loop.
Oh, and he was off on the takeoff there. It looked like a lack of focus going into that jump.
Sawyer had so much confidence after his stunning debut at the Olympic Winter Games, and I don't know, it looks like he's been frozen by nerves here on home ice.
Well, as I mentioned, he just had so much adrenaline on the warm-up, and Paul and I both look at each other like, hope he can control this. Signature spin here to close with. Nobody else does that in the competition.
So expressive and so flexible. And a big warm ovation for Sean Sawyer of Canada. The fans picking him up after a tough short program here tonight.
You commented, Mark, about dealing with the pressure of the moment. You go to an Olympic Games as one type of pressure, but I don't think you can equate it to skating in front of your home audience. You just have to look at this audience. There's red and white flags everywhere in this building, and it's a completely different environment to be skating in front of your home country. Here's a look at the opening combination, triple flip. Can't quite hang on to the landing.
Here's the triple axel. This is the jump he struggles with often. Watch for the landing. Yes, definitely a 2-foot landing.
Important to remember, judges have instant replay here. And this was his triple loop. Right off the top, right as he takes off, he's done it really badly, and there was no way he could save that.
Well, this will be a learning experience, to be sure, for this young man, Sean Sawyer. Remember how confident he was back in Torino when he skated his short program, having to follow the world champion, the 2-time world champion and eventual Olympic champion, Evgeny Plushenko of Russia. But here it's been tough as he gets some reassurance from his coach, Annie Barabé. Reminds so many people of a young Taller Cranston. In fact, 9 years ago when he was only 12, Cranston handpicked him as a youngster to be part of his final ice show.
Well, as you mentioned, Mark, it's an environment and it's a situation where you have to take the positive from it. You have to take a skate like this. He's very likely still going to qualify to skate the free skate here, and you have to just take the good, dump the bad, and move on.
It has been a tale of 2 seasons this year for Sean Sawyer. A terrific Olympic debut, and now here some adversity on home ice in Calgary in his first World Championships. And the scores are in now for the young Canadian. For technical elements, 23.01. His components are always strong. He's so expressive. And yes, they are much higher, 31.22 for a score of 53.23, but this is way below, 14 points below his best ever performance in a men's short program, and hard to take here in the spotlight for Sean Sawyer. Combined with his 21st place showing in the Q round, it'll leave him currently in 4th place. Chips are making their 9th appearance on Canadian soil this year amid the glass towers here in Calgary. As our coverage of the men's short program continues, first, the required elements, and here's Paul.
Mark, the short program is comprised of 8 required elements. The big one is the jump combination. High risk, high reward. The top men will be attempting a quad in that particular element, and all of them must be done in a program lasting approximately 2 minutes and 45 seconds.
Representing the United States, Matthew Savoy.
Here's the number 3 ranked American at these World Championships from Peoria, Illinois, Matt Savoy, who had an enchanting Olympic debut 3 weeks ago in Torino, finishing in 7th place. Good things have been happening to Matt Savoy in the sunset of his career. He was 13th in qualifying. Skating his short program to Adagio for strings.
His first required jump scheduled is the triple axel. Skaters are allowed to do a double or triple axel. Very well done.
That was critical for Matt, as he does not have a quad.
This combination is also critical. Triple flip, triple toe. And he doubles the double toe on the end. Looked a little close to the boards there.
Working his way through his circular step sequence.
Next jump at triple Lutz. He doubled this at the Olympic Games. He's not going to make the same mistake again. Very well done.
Matt is an amazing athlete when you consider he has juggled a high-performance skating career with high academic standards. Cum laude graduate at Bradley University, a master's in urban planning at the University of Illinois, and this fall he will enroll at Cornell Law School.
Great low position in his sit spin.
All his spins are very high quality. And aside from leaving some points on the table when he only did a triple double combination, this was a great skate for Matt.
Matt Savoy rising to the occasion here at the World Championships in Calgary with a clean short program.
Sign of a great competitor. He did have some difficulties in his qualifying skate here yesterday, but clearly put all of that completely behind him, and this has been an outstanding skate.
Well, he was 8th in the short program in Torino and then 5th in a dramatic free skate to vault himself into 7th place overall and came here full of confidence.
This was probably the best jump of the program. Look the height he gets on that triple axel. Very solid, clean landing.
Coach Linda Brannon watching.
She knew how important that was, and here is his combination. He would have loved a triple-triple, gets the triple flip done, not comfortable enough to do a triple toe, and it's a double.
Matt Savoy up on the big screen here at the Pengrowth Saddle Dome, awaiting his scores. The bronze medalist this year at the U.S. National Championships. That medal victory really marking the end of a venerable American figure skater, Michael Weiss. His career eclipsed there on the road to Torino. But a very likable young man, so expressive in his skating, and finding some of his best results here near the end of his career. This may be his swan song as he moves on to law school this fall.
He's one of the skaters who has benefited greatly from the new scoring system because he's really very musical, pays a lot of attention to his choreography. That is his choreographer, Tom Dixon, sitting to his right, left of the screen.
Great attention to detail throughout the program.
And the scores are in for Matt Savoy. For technical elements, 35.87. For program components, 33.38. Add the two scores together, and he has a total score here in the short program of 69.25. He was 13th after the qualifying. And combined with the short program now, he is in first place overall here early in the men's short program.
And representing China, Chen Jiang Li.
We talked about the Chinese men always demonstrating their gymnastic and athletic feats in figure skating, but without much attention to spins and musicality. Here's another big jumper from China, Qingqiang Li, the 26-year-old out of Changchun. He is a 5-time Chinese champion, but he struggled in Torino, 16th, and ironically, it was his jumps that gave him the most trouble.
He's been as high as 4th in the worlds. That was in 2003.
5th last year in Moscow.
He will open this program with a very big high risk, high reward element. Quad triple combination.
Picture perfect. Base value of that combination, 13 points. And he nails the triple axel.
Those first two elements were the undoing for him at the Olympic Games, as he missed both of them in his short program there. Straight line step sequence. Judges are looking for turns, steps, rotations in both directions. Brackets, rockers, counters, all of them important to score well in a footwork sequence.
Lee is another Chinese skater who has sought help with his choreography from a Canadian. He's had some work with Laurie Nickel.
Final jump element, triple loop jump.
So hard on his spins to bring up the levels, because this new system, what a great skate for Zhenjiang Li. So nice to see. He has struggled with his consistency over the last couple of years. This is a great moment for him.
Well, what a comeback after a terrible performance at the Olympics, and he draws a standing ovation for a cleanly skated short program tonight in Calgary.
Well, you've heard the skaters talk about the audiences here in Canada. They are such an informed group of fans, and this audience recognizes that they've just seen a very difficult, very well-skated short program.
And I love that our Canadians support every skater from every nation. That's why the skaters love to come to Canada.
Oh, he's so elated with one of his best short programs of the season, and it couldn't come at a better time.
Here's the opening combination. It speaks for itself. There isn't a mistake. Great mechanics, great flow, great patience there on the landing of the first jump. Lovely exit on the second.
Coach Heijun Gao looking on.
This could not have been a better combination. That will score high on the grade of execution. Same with the triple axel, just a beauty, and you could tell that he just had this focus all the way through till the end. He was not going to make a mistake.
These are the type of turns, 1 foot work, that are important. As Barb, you mentioned, everything counts under this new system. You can't afford to let anything get by. Here's his triple loop. Again, good flow, nice knee action. We've seen him panic before in a smaller rink. Remember, he's used to training on Olympic size. We're not on Olympic size ice here. That sometimes has given him some difficulty, but not today.
Barb mentioned how close he came 3 years ago to getting on the podium at the World Championships when he was 4th in Washington, 5th last year in Moscow, and really hoping to move into contention here after this stunning short program.
Well, he has certainly set the bar at this point for the others to reach.
Yes, and he's stolen the show so far here if you listen to this crowd.
The scores, please, for
And now the moment of reckoning for Zhenjiang Li. His scores in the short program.
Score.
Technical elements huge, 39.60. Program components, 33.79. And he'll have a total here when you add those together of 73.39. That's a new personal best for the Chinese skater. So that sinks in as he salutes the crowd here in Calgary. It is the best short program so far tonight, and will vault Zhenjiang Li into first place. Do 15th after a horrible qualifying skate, but a big cheer and huge support goes up here at the Pengros Saddledome. He was 13th in Torino, a disaster so far below what Sandu is capable of, and he's pulling himself together here after that disappointment. A skater who has been a great mystery, so much talent, so much expression, and yet no one really knows what to expect.
Hopefully he will respond to the support in this building and come up with a clean short program, because he's in a hole right now. He needs it, but it's something that has eluded him this entire season.
First element has been very elusive for him. An attempted quad combination.
Nails it.
Outstanding.
Here we go.
Well, he did that element at the Olympic Games as well, and then went on to do a single axel. It's a mistake he makes so often. He has to rotate this jump. Yes.
Oh, he took so long leading up to it and nailed it. Sandhu is one of only 2 skaters ever to beat Evgeny Plushenko in the last 4 years.
Final jump element, triple Lutz.
And then these things happen.
He was so close to the boards, and he was so cautious going into that jump.
Just one mistake in what may well be his best skate of the year. And they're standing at the Penrose Saddledome. Emmanuel Sandhu flashes a smile in what has been a difficult year for this young man. After qualifying when he was 15th, he walked away, and reporters, when one reporter asked him a question about his future in this sport. He has had to deal with adversity, but on this night, he can bask in the spotlight of the World Championships.
Even with the one mistake, he has one of the few programs that reaches out over the boards, up into the stands, up into the upper deck. This program will still score very, very well. The mistake is going to cost him about 4 points, but an outstanding performance for him, and it started with this opening combination. Just an outstanding effort. Quad, triple toe, looking very assured of himself here. Here's another look at it. Close-up of his feet, great knee action, beautiful tight air position, solid landing on the quad, reloads the knee, drives it back up into the air, gets those feet nice and tight again.
And this is a jump that gives him so many problems, but he gets it up into the air, he rotates it, and he nails the landing.
Beautiful triple axel.
And had he done this jump right here, he looked a little close to the boards, and again, he was cautious, but had he landed that jump, this could have been the skate of the night.
He has outstanding footwork. He knows how to work with music. He knows how to deliver a performance.
And he's probably got the most natural ability of anybody in this competition.
Well, Plushenko always said he's the one guy he feared the most if he was on, because he has it all, if he can deliver it all on the same day. But we haven't seen Emmanuel Sandhu show that kind of emotion and flash that smile for a long time.
I'm sure the support that he's feeling right now feels great after what happened at the Olympic Games.
It's good to see.
The scores, please.
And now the scores for Canada's Emmanuel Sandhu.
The technical score.
Sandhu still reliving the moment here in the short program with Coach Joanne McLeod. His scores for technical elements.
41.87,
the highest score of the night. For program components, 37.54. Put it together, do the math, Emmanuel. A total score of 78.41. That's a new personal best. It's the best short program of the night. And Sandhu has moved into first place. Delaware. He was 5th at the Olympic Winter Games in Torino and skated his best short program ever with a score of 80 points even. He's a showman, he's eccentric, at times outlandish. Remember, this is the skater who once said he thought about dyeing his hair blue and decorated himself in feathers to capture the essence of his short program. Set to the music, The Swan.
Well, this is so great to have both Sandhu and Weir skating back to back, because they really are the two most eccentric skaters in the men's event today, but are both wickedly talented.
He finished second in the short at the Olympic Games with this triple axel to open. Good start. Triple Lutz, triple toe combination.
Excellent position in this spin.
Jump here, triple flip, a little tight on the landing there. Well, we're only in the second to last flight of men in this competition, but the message to that final group of 6 is pretty loud. Don't make a mistake, because these men, including this performance by Johnny Weir, have been outstanding.
Johnny Weir lights up the night here in Calgary. Another terrific short program to go with Torino. Big American crowd traveling here to Calgary to enjoy that performance, as two of the most expressive male skaters go back-to-back here tonight.
He just looks so comfortable and so at ease throughout that program. His jumps were light.
But
just a great skate.
The problem that's facing Emmanuel at this point is that, yes, he will very likely beat Johnny with his performance, but the difference in points coming out of qualifying, he may narrow the gap, but I don't think he's going to overtake him overall.
Well, Johnny did not have a quad combination. Here's a look at his triple axel, a beauty. He did not have a quad combination, but he also did not have any major mistakes.
Here's a look at his combination. Triple Lutz, drives it up into the air. It's so critical to get those feet tightly into position to get the full rotations done, and the triple toe after that.
And the difference between the quad toe, triple toe, and the combination that Johnny did is about 3 points. You have to remember, Emmanuel lost about 3 points when he fell on the triple Lutz. So this will be interesting to see how it plays out.
Well, Weir attempted his first ever quad last night in qualifying and almost landed it, but he fell twice to finish behind Buttle and sit 6th after qualifying.
but these men are being very calculated in terms of what they're going to attempt when, because it's so important. If you're going to go for the quad, you have to be absolutely sure you get it up into the air and get it rotated, or it's simply not worth trying.
And the question remains, can you be a world champion or a world medalist without the quad? Johnny Weir of the United States skating to the Swan from Camille Saint-Saëns. That red glove of his, he says, is Camille. It's the beat of his song. Hey, he's expressive. What can I say? And now Johnny awaits his scores in the kiss and cry zone.
The scores, please, for Johnny Weir from the United States.
Sandhu with the lead for Canada with a personal best just ahead of the American Weir. And the judges now with their marks for the American. For technical elements, 36.85. Program components, 36.68. It will not be enough to pass Sandhu. He has a total here in the short program of 73.53. That is the second best short program of the night, combined with his sixth place showing in the qualifying, and Johnny Weir is in second place. Now, here's Brian.
And joining me now is Emmanuel Sandhu. Congratulations on a personal best. Mark Lee said it's been a long time since we've seen you sit in the kiss and cry and smile like that.
I know, and you know, I want to do more of that. And I was talking to my coach yesterday, and we were talking about driving our own destinies, and I was like, what does that mean? You know, you can't control destiny, and I think of it this way. Destiny's like a road that the government built. They say where it goes. You're the car on it. You have the steering wheel. You get to drive. You get to, if you want to go left when the road goes right, that's your problem, but it's my own decision. So
you came out, you nailed the toughest portions of this program. Then you fell. I don't think I've ever seen you jump up from a fall as quickly as you did. What were you thinking?
I was, well, as soon as I fell, I was like, ugh, expletive beep. But I think going into the jump, I felt my ankle roll a little bit. I was like, I'm not going to give this up. And I think maybe I knew it was like the last jump of my program. So just got a little bit tense, but I didn't want to let it get away from me. So turning the jump and falling is better than popping it.
Problems at the Olympics qualifying. Is this the best skate of the year for you?
In terms of a short program, yes, it is.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This young man is in the final flight. He is Nobunari Oda, an 18-year-old from Japan. Last year he won the junior world title. This year he makes his world championship debut. Imagine what's going through his mind right now.
I was so nervous more than ever because this is my first world. I'm so surprised and nervous to skate in last group. I don't want to think too much about top skaters. I can focus on myself and I'm skating for myself. That's it. Lee told me every time, take your time and good feeling, and just like every day, he makes me so relaxed. My show program is very fun number, so I want to entertain audience. Yeah.
In the Moment, brought to you by BMO Financial Group, proud to support skating in Canada since 1997.
And as we get set for the final flight here in the men's short program, here are the standings so far. Canada's Emmanuel Sandhu, with his best ever short skate, is in the lead ahead of American Johnny Weir. The Chinese Zheng Li is in third place. The other Canadian so far to skate, Sean Sawyer, is in 18th place. Jeff Buttle, though, still to come tonight. And on the ice now, representing the United States, this is Evan Lysacek. He came home from Torino, where he finished 4th at the Olympic Games with a chest infection that was so bad he was coughing up blood. He is on antibiotics here. He has lost 7 pounds and said at one point he actually thought he was dying. He felt that sick. But he is courageous. He was third after qualifying, skating to Malagena here in the short, an old program that he returned to at midseason.
He'll open this program, the triple axel.
He fell on this at the Olympic Games.
Not
but
tonight.
Not tonight.
Great speed into this combination, triple Lutz.
Tight on the landing, can't get the second jump in.
Lysacek fell so hard in qualifying attempting his quad that he knocked the wind out of himself and his leg went numb. But somehow he had the courage to persevere and finish third.
These are his connecting steps into his final jump element, which will be a triple flip jump. Lost his center there slightly as he went from the camel position down into the sit spin, but a great low position in the back half of this spin.
Oh, what a gritty performance. Evan Lysacek of the United States digging down deep within himself here in the short program. He is sick and still hanging in.
And it was a much better effort than he had at the Olympic Games. Not quite as sharp or as aggressive as we have seen him in this short program. But
a clean short here tonight for the American. Evan Lysacek with coach Frank Carroll awaiting his scores.
He opened well with this beautiful triple axel. Watch him pull out of the air there. He almost landed the jump even before he hit the ice.
This was the one element that got away from him. Watch, he gets into a lean position on this Lutz, in no position to push that landing through smoothly because he needs that, and as soon as he puts his foot down, this second jump doesn't score. Connecting steps required for this element. It will be his triple flip jump. Good concentration there. Nice tight position. Excellent element.
But you can see from his facial expressions out on the ice that he clearly is not feeling great.
No.
He's struggling.
And he's had such bad luck. Remember back in Torino between the short program and the free skate, he developed the flu and was on IV the day he skated.
The scores, please.
Coming here with that respiratory infection.
The technical score.
And in an already weak condition here at altitude, not a good combo.
The score for technical elements, 34.07. For components, 36.25. And he will have a total segment score here in the short program of 70.32. That's the fourth best short program, and it leaves him in third place right now.
Total score of 105.25.
So Emmanuel Sandou continues to lead ahead of Johnny Weir and Lysacek, the two Americans, in second and third, followed by Cheng-Chang Li of China, with 5 skaters to come.
Next,
and on the ice right now,
representing
making
Japan,
his World Championship debut, Nobunari Oda, the 18-year-old from Japan, shaking hands with coach Lee Barkel and his other coach, Norika Oda, his mother, as he prepares to hit center ice on the world stage. He was the junior world champion 1 year ago in Kitchener. Was actually awarded the gold medal this year at the Japanese Championships, and thought for about an hour he was actually going to the Olympics, and then they found a scoring mistake, if you can believe it, and they took the gold away and gave it to Daisuke Takahashi, but gave this young man the chance to come to the Worlds instead. Skating his short program to Barber of Seville.
Choreographed by Canadian David Wilson.
And should he hit this opening element, and he is very consistent with it, it is an exquisite jump. It has all the qualities that you're looking for. It is so light. Let's watch.
So soft.
Triple combination here. Triple Lutz. With such ease.
And you get that ease when you have wonderful knees, and he has got them. His knee action is just divine.
In the genes, because he's the 17th descendant of Nobunaga Oda, a famous Japanese warlord from the 1500s.
Final jump element, triple flip.
No question.
All the jumps, just exquisite.
And great confidence and the ability to take the program out over the boards. I'm so impressed with his transition from the junior ranks to the senior ranks in just over 1 year. Barb, you mentioned who David Wilson choreographed the program, but it's one thing for an individual to have a program choreographed. It's another thing to really get it, to really understand what the choreographer is trying to do. He clearly gets it, understands it, and can sell it. This is why we have a World Championship after the Olympic Games, because this is an opportunity that we rarely get to see.
18-year-old Nobunari Oda of Japan with a command performance here in his World Championship debut, just soaking up the spotlight.
They are standing, they are applauding. The audience recognizes again, this was an outstanding performance.
A short program by the teenager that belies his inexperience. The World Junior Champion here makes his presence felt in the big leagues of men's figure skating with a tremendous short. Nobunari Oda, one of the fresh new faces in figure skating.
Opens with this spectacular triple axel. Watch the landing. His knees absorb just like shock absorbers do. Unbelievable.
Watch his face here. Concentration, focus, drives the combination up into the air. Great tight position. Again, excellent knees. Now watch the face coming out of this landing. Now he can relax. And this was the third jump element. Triple flip. Again, watch the knee action on the landing. Just gives him a wonderful quality of edge that judges simply love.
looks like he has no idea that there's pressure at events like this. Nobunari Oda was second in qualifying.
Well, as he said in his In the Moment piece, Lee tells him, just relax. It obviously works.
And now the scores for the young Japanese skater. Look at the technical elements, 41.49. Program components, 36.76.
Almost 80 points.
Total segment score here in the short program is 78.25. That's second only to Sandu in the short, but because he was second in qualifying, you add that together with the short, and Oda is in first place here in Calgary.
114.
That is an amazing accomplishment for a man who is participating in his very first World Championship.
Standing so far, Oda now moving ahead of Sandu of Canada into first place. The two Americans sitting third and fourth. Four skaters to come tonight, including Russia's Ilya Klimkin. Training out of Moscow, he was 11th in Torino. And this season, he has been attempting to come back from a torn Achilles tendon injury that sidelined him all of last year. And he competed in only 3 events this season, including the Russian Championships and the Europeans en route to Torino. The short program to the 1001 nights.
He is a skater who is quite capable of delivering the quad. He has one scheduled in the program, but he'll open this program with his triple axel. And now for the big risk, big reward element here in the men's short combination with a quad.
Quad triple. And he has struggled so much with consistency in the past, and he just blew it on that, what should have been a triple flip. He gave up major points by doing a double.
That error will cost him approximately 5 points, and in the manner in which this event is skating, that will be very, very costly. When you look at it on paper, an astute judge should look at it and go, from a choreographic standpoint, this is not a good program. He has opened it with the 3 jump elements, and now we just get a series of spins and footwork for the back half of the program. And when the judge looks at those program component scores, the second mark, his choreographic mark, should come down. Very difficult to rotate the spin on that forward outside edge as he just did there and maintain his center as well as he did.
Ilya Klimkin gives himself a bit of a shot there after missing that one element. With the impending retirement of the Olympic champion Evgeny Prashenko, he represents Russia's best hope here in men's figure skating. 8th after qualifying. Will have his marks when we come back to the World Figure Skating Championships in Calgary. Ilya Klimkin of Russia in his short program.
He opened so strongly. Here was his triple axel. Very, very solid.
As was the next element, the quad combination. Great height. You have to carry good speed to enable yourself to do the triple.
Let's see the reaction from his coach, Viktor Kudryavtsev.
He's a real taskmaster and has pushed Klimkin hard in practice. And he approves, it appears, of the short program he saw here tonight. Not many athletes make a comeback at this high level of sport from an Achilles tendon injury. We saw Hangbo Zhao do it with Xue Zhen, winning the bronze in the pairs competition in Torino, but unable to skate here because he did more damage to his Achilles. And Klimkin himself pushing himself after missing an entire season. And now his scores are in. For technical elements, 34.69. Program components, 34.03. He appears happy with that. So does the coach. A total segment score in the short program for Klimkin, 68.72. That's the 7th best short program of the night, but it's a personal best for the Russian. And combined with his 8th place showing in the qualifying, Klimkin is now in 6th place in the men's competition.
6th place.
Stefan Lambiel of Switzerland, the reigning world champion and silver medalist from Torino.
Representing Switzerland, Stefan Lambiel.
He blew everybody away in qualifying. The leader by far, skating the best long program of his career with more than 160 points. But he's competing here on an injured knee. He hurt the knee 2 weeks before Torino. He did it again 2 weeks before the World Championships and only started skating a week ago.
And the key to this program will be the opening jump, the triple axel. It's a very insecure jump for him. He's 1 for 5 in the short program with that jump this season. Doubled it at the Olympics.
Don't forget, he comes into this short program with a very substantial lead.
Setting up for the triple axel. Can't hang on to the landing.
Minor error, just setting that foot down, but so critical to rotate the jump because it means a big difference in how many points you score.
Setting up now for the quad triple combination. Good consistency on this combination. A little low on the landing. He only gets a double in on the end.
Well, after re-injuring that knee ligament, Lambiel said he only decided last week to even come here to the World Championships.
Final jump element, triple Lutz. Excellent speed, great position in this spin. Second to last element is straight line step sequence. Judges are looking for brackets, rockers, counters, turns in both directions.
And I love the way that he uses his upper body, not just his feet in this footwork sequence.
Look at the speed, look, great position. travel on the very end of that spin, but he's now 2 for 2. A brilliant qualifying skate and a very solid short program performance.
Stefan Lambiel, the defending world champion from Switzerland, he's hurting bad, but he comes through here tonight in the short program, continuing his defense of the world title. Lambiel first after qualifying and staking claim to the top spot here tonight in a short program to behold. Stefan Lambiel anticipating his marks here in the short program.
And he opened with the jump that gives him so many problems. He managed to get the rotation and just can't quite hang on to the landing there. And he'll lose a couple of points because of that 2-foot landing. But look at the patience on the landing of that quad. Unbelievable to get that second jump in.
And this was his final and third jump element. Look at the concentration on his face. Drives it up into the air. Beautiful triple lutz. Excellent landing.
Lambiel buoyant as he awaits his scores. You know, he's only 20 and his knees are already taking a beating because he puts so much stress on his legs with the big jumps.
Well, all of these types of injuries are the direct result of overuse, but if you want to learn how to do a quad, there's no substitute. You just have to keep doing them.
Scores for technical elements, 39.49 for Lambiel. Program components, 37.92. And his total score here in the short program is 77.41. That's the third best short program so far tonight. But he was the leader after qualifying, and his combined total, qualifying and short program, makes him the new leader here in Calgary.
It's so important to remember that being consistent is important. There's Oda backstage watching everyone perform. He has to be pumped knowing how well he's done here this evening.
On the ice now from France, 21-year-old Brian Joubert. As we look at the current standings, Oda falling to second, Sandu in third ahead of Weir, with Lambiel taking the lead. Joubert was a medal favorite in Torino based on his silver medal 2 years ago at the World Championships. More than 10 million people watched on TV in France as he went after that country's first gold in Olympic men's figure skating, but he fell apart in the free skate. His short program to the music, Die Another Day from James Bond.
He has the opportunity to score huge with this program as he'll open with the quad combination.
Setting up for the triple axel here, and he is skating like he's on a mission.
Since he won the silver medal in Dortmund at the World Championships 2 years ago, his career has been plummeting. He was 6th in Torino, 6th last year at the Worlds in Moscow, but it looks like he's rekindled his game here tonight.
Third jump element, triple flip, excellent. He's a skater who had some real difficulties adjusting to what was important in the new scoring system. He had a mindset that if you did a quad, you should get great marks for everything, but that's not the case, and he's showing that he's trying to adapt, paying more attention to the details.
He's also complained a lot about the scoring in the last couple of years under the new system, the marks he's got.
it certainly makes for exciting skating when good skating becomes infectious amongst the competitors. We've seen just some great programs here tonight. This is yet another one, probably one of the finest skates he's had this season.
Brian Joubert of France makes a statement in Calgary. A standing ovation from the crowd. He wants back on the podium, and he's made a big step in that direction here in the short program.
Well, I think he's been under enormous pressure to deliver, and tonight I think he showed all of us that he still has what it takes.
And this certainly puts more pressure on Jeff Buttle, who's up next.
Joubert taking his bows at center ice, and in the wings, Jeffrey Buttle runs his short program through his mind. The last skater tonight still to come. And expected Brian Joubert after a great short program.
And he nailed this quad combo off the top. He looks so relaxed and so at ease throughout this program.
And don't ever think that a coach doesn't do every element with their skater, talking him through it and the reaction. Here was his triple axel, has given him some grief. Well done.
42. Now the marks for Joubert. Look at the technical elements. 42.88. Big numbers. Now the component mark. 37.43. And Joubert knows that this is a big night for him. 80.31. A new personal best and the best short program of the night. Joubert, combined with his score in the qualifying, 5th overall, currently sits in 3rd place.
Well, skaters are often asked, do you want to be first or do you want to be last to skate? Jeff has no choice here.
So here are the standings. Lambiel first, Oda second, Joubert in 3rd, Emmanuel Sandou now falling to 4th place as the final skater of the night makes his way to center stage. Canada's Jeffrey Buttle from Smooth Rock Falls, Ontario, and listen to the ovation. The bronze medalist from the Olympic Winter Games in Torino, the only Canadian to win an Olympic medal this year, and the silver medalist from last year's World Championships in Moscow.
There's no reason why Jeff should not feel very confident coming out here. This short program is like an old hat for him. He's very comfortable with it, and he has skated it very well.
Skating to sing, sing, sing. But remember, he came to these games saying he was exhausted after Torino.
And he does not do the quad in the short program. He has a triple flip, triple toe combination planned. So he will need absolutely everything. No mistakes. Triple flip, triple toe.
Excellent start.
This is the jump he fell on at the Olympic Games. Setting up here for the triple axel.
Minor error, little turnout. Cost him maybe 1, maybe 2 points.
Jeff was saying the last few weeks, because he was so tired, he found it hard to motivate himself just to come to the practice rink. The crowd here has given him a boost.
Picking up speed. Connecting steps, final jump element, triple Lutz.
Oh, no.
excellent extension.
This program is absolutely brilliant. The presentation is awesome. But the question now is, with those mistakes tonight, will he still be in the hunt?
Jeffrey Buttle of Canada, 2 flaws here tonight in the short program. And he gets a standing ovation from this crowd in Calgary. So many great skates here in the short program. Everybody raising the bar. And Buttle here in the thick of a very stiff competition.
It's one of those evenings where mistakes are and have been costly. As you mentioned, Mark, because of the quality of skating that we've had skater after skater here tonight, it's going to be interesting to see if Jeff can, as you mentioned, Barb, if he can stay in the hunt. This was the opening combination. Excellent triple flip, triple toe. He looked very comfortable out there with his first jump. Triple axel, again, one that has given him some trouble, but no. Well done, except it just doesn't jam it out the landing fast enough, hard enough. And unfortunately on the Lutz, it was doomed from the beginning. Footwork, though, an excellent, excellent aspect of this program. As you mentioned, Barb, outstanding presentation.
The second mark is always huge for Jeff on this program, and it might just save him here and keep him in contention, but he will take a huge hit on that triple Lutz.
Lutz, right side is going to drop right from the very beginning. And when the right side is down, you cannot hang on to the landing. Watch his coach, Lee Barkell. The right side is down, lean, and then in no position to land.
But Barbie make a good point. So many viewers ask, how can Jeffrey Buttle win a medal when he falls? And it's because of his skating skills and his presentation, which is among the best.
And the spins and the footwork and the way that he reaches outside the boards into the audience with that program.
He looked discouraged, tries to give the crowd a smile here.
Well, whatever he scores, it's going to be about 5 points off what he might have scored, the mistakes taken into consideration.
Buttle and coach Lee Barkell awaiting the marks.
And as we saw with Sandhu's performance, the fall doesn't mean the end of it all. But unfortunately for Jeff, there's no quad to pick up some extra points.
And consider the fact that at the Olympic Games, he fell in the triple axel and still won a bronze medal.
36.30 for technical elements, 38.00 for program components. And so the total segment score here in the short program, 73.30. A disappointed Jeffrey Buttle cannot hide his emotions. The 7th best short program of the night, and combined with his qualifying performance of 4th overall, he is 4th place right now, just ahead of Emmanuel Sandhu. So the Canadians 4th and 5th here after the short program. Now, here's Brian.
And joining me is the defending world champion, silver medalist in Torino, Stefan Lambiel from Switzerland. You injured your knee 2 weeks before the short program at the Olympics, re-injured it a couple of weeks ago following the Olympics. How bad was it tonight?
You know, I think with the pressure of the competition, I don't feel the injury. So I just enjoy on the ice, enjoy my skating, and I feel very confident also with my knee not so good. I did a nice job tonight, and yesterday was also good, so I'm very happy and very confident for the free skating.
Stefan, you've had trouble with a triple axel. It takes some courage, some guts with a sore knee to try the triple. Did you consider only doubling here tonight?
Never. I mean, when you're world champion, you have to be courageous, and tonight I wanted to show the triple axel. I did it, and I'm very proud.
You looked very happy at the end of the program. You considered maybe not coming here, but at the end of your program, it looked like you said to yourself, boy, I belong here.
Yeah, and I'm happy to compete here. It's my first time in Canada. I'm very happy with the crowd. It's a very nice time for me.
Job well done.
Thank you.
Excellent. Stay with us. When we come back live to Calgary, we'll talk with Canadian Jeffrey Buttle. And on this Tuesday night, we're back live in Calgary as we wrap up day 2 of our coverage of these 2006 World Figure Skating Championships, brought to you by the BMO Financial Group. And as promised, joining me right now is a very disappointed Jeffrey Buttle. I guess if there's anything good to be taken from this, this is almost the same position you were in at the Olympics in Torino when you came back to win bronze.
That's true. That is true. I think what I need to do differently than at the Olympics is just actually physically rest. I'm going to take a day off and just sort of let my body recoup because it's been a long season and it needs it. So mentally, I think I'm in a better state of affairs than I was in Torino. And, you know, I'm just going to go out and give it in the long like I did in Torino.
Jeff, you look so relaxed out here early on in the program. Barb, Paul, and Mark were saying they were surprised to see you stumble late because you seem to be so confident.
Yeah, you know, and you know what? I think that was the problem. I think I surprised myself, which means I wasn't focused and I wasn't concentrating so much on the Lutz. I took it for granted, so to speak. You know, so live and learn. But, you know, I'm obviously pretty disappointed with that mistake.
How tough is it to come Olympics to the World Championships? I know you're exhausted.
Yeah, it was really hard. It's my first time doing it, so I didn't know what to expect. But, you know, it was really exhausting mentally, physically. So, I mean, it was tough, but I pushed through it with the help of my coach. And, you know, I'm here and I'm happy to be here.
Any pressure having known what Lambiel and the others did when you went out there?
I didn't know. I was listening to music during the first half of my group, and then I heard that Joubert had skated well, but, you know, I mean, we've been in those situations before, so that didn't really affect me today. It was my lack of focus in the Lutz.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Jeff Buttle, and right now let's rejoin Mark Lee, Barbara Underhill, and Paul Martini.
Thank you, Brian. Here are the standings after qualifying and the short program. The defending world champion, Stefan Lambiel of Switzerland, continues to lead. Look at that. Nobunari Oda in his world championship debut, only 18 in second place. But the Canadians, though, looking very strong, 4th and 5th. They're both about 7 points off the podium after the short program. Further down the list, Evan Lysacek, a very gallant effort because he's so sick here in Calgary in 7th. And in 24th place, Canada's Sean Sawyer. What a night of figure skating here in the men's short program. Lambiel continuing to stake a claim to the #1 spot in the world, trying to defend his world championship title. Let's talk, though, about the Canadians. I think you have to classify this for Jeffrey Buttle as a disappointment.
Definitely, it's a disappointment because he was coming here wanting to fight for that gold, and that's going to be tough now. He's just going to be fighting for a medal. But what I love about Jeff is the way that he never has an excuse. He said it. It was my lack of focus, and that's great. For Emmanuel, I think we were all just so happy to see him and Joanne be able to smile after that. Joanne said to me afterwards, she said, I just had tears in my eyes feeling the love in this audience, and hopefully that'll give him more support going into the long.
You really could feel the energy in this building for Sandhu because he has had a couple of years of hardship and tough luck, but good for him. He's sitting in 4th place with a chance to be on the podium. What about the others, though? Oda and Lambiel and Joubert. Joubert coming back after 2 years of disappointment.
He comes back with a great performance here and a personal best. But if I'm in this men's field, you have to look over your shoulder. This kid, Oda, was brilliant here tonight. Here he is in his first world championship. He's in 2nd spot. He's really upsetting the apple cart here.
No nerves, indeed. And so this sets the stage for a tremendous free skate after the men did so well in this short program. Lambiel in the lead, the defending world champion, but Jeffrey Buttle and Emmanuel Sandhu 4th and 5th and within striking distance of the world championship podium. Brian, back to you.
All right, Mark, you're talking about young Oda. You know, before he skated, he was sitting here in the studio in one of the chairs. It looked like he was going to be sick. He was so upset, so nervous. His coaches had to calm him down. I asked him what happened after. Remember, he trains in Barrie, Ontario with Buttle's coach. He said, I was simply nervous. I didn't think I could do it, but I calmed down and I turned in a good skate tonight, and he indeed did that. Just a reminder, Williams, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Good night from the World Figure Skating Championships at the Pengrowth Saddledome here in Calgary.